Welcome everybody to the Mullet River Sprint Track. Today is Group 1 of Round 1 for the Tag Team Sprints. Let's meet our drivers. Driving the 69 cars will be Mr. Dark and Arlo. Driving the 45 cars will be Sneaky Bob and Big Mac. Driving the number 11 Tim Horton cars will be Trooper Knuckerson and Trooper Cupcakerton. Driving the 57 cars will be Karmic and Encount. As you can see, the Bugattis are very popular today. Driving the 15 cars will be Bay City Daryl and Lone Star. We have two sets of purple cars today. Grumpy Cloud and Daddy G will be driving the number 4s. Let's check out the rules. First 6 laps, the grid will rotate clockwise. Last 5 laps, the grid is set by points. We call that the runoffs. First place gets 7 points, second place gets 5, and on down per lap. This is the Tag Team Sprints. Here we go. Here is your grid for lap 1. Mr. Dark and Big Mac will be in that front row. Knuckerson and Encount in row 2. Bay City Daryl and it looks like Grumpy Cloud will be in row 3. You can see the team numbers on the left, the points on the right. Mr. Dark sitting in pole, leads him on down to the carousel and gets the whole shot. Big Mac is right behind him, heading through Champ's Corner, and it's going to be Mr. Dark, Big Mac, and then I believe it's Knuckerson. We did have one DNF. We're going to have to see what happened here. Everybody gets to the carousel, and that's when Knuckerson gets sideways going down the hill. That forces them to bunch up behind him, and that's when Grumpy Cloud takes a right instead of a left before the Phil Collins corner. We do apologize, something happened with the footage from the Phil Collins corner, so we don't have that camera. But here's your finishing order for lap 1. It is Mr. Dark, Big Mac, Knuckerson, Karmic, and then Bay City Daryl. Here is your grid for lap 2. Some cars will switch, some will stay the same. Sneaky Bob, Karmic up front, Mr. Dark and Daddy G in the middle, Cupcakerson and Lone Star in row 3. Right now, Team 69 is your leaders going into lap 2. Sneaky Bob is in the pole position. Looks like Karmic wants to challenge him here, but Sneaky Bob does get the pole. And there's Mr. Dark passes Karmic for that second position. All cars will finish here. Let's take another look at the lap. Mr. Dark, starting in third, pushes his way right past second place Karmic. Coming into the hard left, you can see Lone Star take 5th place away from Cupcakerton. I'm going to get those mixed up all night, but you know what? That's just the way we're rolling. Sneaky Bob takes this, no problem. Mr. Dark behind him. Then there's Karmic, Daddy G, Lone Star, and Cupcakerton. Somebody's going to have to give me a note of which one's which. Here we go. Lap 3 grid. Karmic and Grumpy Cloud are going to be up front. Big Mac and Bay City Daryl in the middle, and Mr. Dark and Knuckerton in row 3. We do have a tie going into lap 3 with Team 45 and Team 69 even at 12 points. Here is Karmic taking him down to the carousel. A good race into the hard left, and that's what Grumpy Cloud takes first. They're all lining up here, and they're going to go nose to tail, all 6 cars passing the finish line. This is a good race between Karmic and Grumpy Cloud heading into that hard left. And then Grumpy Cloud finally gets by. Big Mac tries to make a move, but spins instead. And they all just kind of line up from there. Nobody wants to kind of screw things up for their partner here, so they're like, we'll take the points that we get. Your finishing order is Grumpy Cloud, Karmic, Big Mac, Bay City Daryl, Mr. Dark, and then Knuckerton. Here's your lap 4 grid. Daddy G and Lone Star are going to be in the first row, Karmic and Cupcakerson in the second row, Sneaky Bob and Mr. Dark in row 3. And we're hearing that Sneaky Bob has borrowed Grumpy Cloud's car for lap 4. We're not sure what's going on here. Borrowed, stolen, something, but there he is in the row 3 with it. In the meantime, Daddy G gets the whole shot, heads on through Hang 10 and the Phil Collins corner in the lead. And we'll take it, and there is a big mess right at the finish line. Let's take another look. I'm still not sure why Sneaky Bob is in Grumpy Cloud's car, but hey, here we go. Battling into the hard left, you can see that Karmic spins Cupcakerson around, and it looks like Mr. Dark is going backwards as well. But coming to the finish line, Daddy G takes first, and then that's Karmic. Lone Star gets up on the wall. Cupcakerson almost passes them, but it's Sneaky Bob, and Grumpy Cloud's car comes and nails everybody. That puts Mr. Dark up on the wall, and Mr. Dark will get 0 points. Here is your lap 5 grid as we rotate again. Bay City Daryl and Knuckerson are in row 1, Grumpy Cloud and Mr. Dark in row 2, Karmic and Big Mac will be in row 3, and everybody's driving their own cars. That was just weird. But here we go with lap 5. Bay City Daryl is in the pole position, brings him on down to the carousel. Knuckerson gives him a challenge here, and Chaos right before the Phil Collins corner. Karmic, Big Mac are gonna take 1-2 with Mr. Dark behind him, but look at this. Karmic and Big Mac started 5th and 6th the entire back row. I believe this is the first time we've ever seen people starting row 3 finish 1-2 for a lap. When Bay City Daryl got sideways there, it clumped everybody together, and the first 3 cars just get pushed right off the track. Both Karmic and Big Mac get past Mr. Dark in the Phil Collins corner. Do some blocking and head on down to the finish line. Your finishing order is Karmic, Big Mac, and Mr. Dark. Cupcakerson and Arlo will be in your front row. Big Mac and Mr. Dark in row 2. Grumpy Cloud and Karmic will be in row 3. This is the last of the rotating grids. After this, it'll be the runoffs. That's where the order of the grid is decided by who's got the most points. Cupcakerson is in the pole, ready to take him on down here. And it's Arlo challenging already, and Arlo gets the whole shot. Lone Star challenging Cupcakerson and gets around him. And there is a very, very close finish between N-Count and Daddy G for who got 5th. Now this is Arlo and N-Count's first lap of the race. They just got in. That means it's the end of the day for both Karmic and Mr. Dark. And Arlo just brings it right off the bat. He takes the whole shot from 2nd place. And Lone Star gets around Cupcakerson as well. And here's the finish. And that's where Sneaky Bob just gets sideways. And we're going to take a close look at this. They are saying that Grumpy Cloud just gets by N-Count. And they're going to give it to Grumpy Cloud. I bet you there's some N-Count fans that got something to say about that. But here we go. Lap 7, this is your first of the runoffs. That means everybody's lined up by how many points you got so far. Big Mac and Arlo will be in the front. Karmic and Grumpy Cloud will be in row 2. Bay City Daryl and Cupcakerton will be in row 3. The only reason Arlo is in front of Karmic is he's got a tiebreaker with number of laps won. And Arlo takes off, gets the whole shot. Big Mac behind him. Big Mac gets thrown off the track by Daddy G. Arlo takes the lap. We have to find out what all happened here. Here's the replay. Everything looks pretty good heading down to the carousel. Arlo grabs the whole shot. Big Mac gets a little sideways, bunch of people up behind him. And there's Daddy G already banging against Big Mac and just shoves him right off the track. Through Champ's corner they go, and Arlo's going to take it with Daddy G right behind him. Bay City Daryl in 3rd in front of N-Count. Unfortunately, Knuckerson is just not going to make it to the finish line. Those Tim Horton cars are beautiful, but just not scoring the points they need to today. Arlo and Mr. Dark have moved into 1st. Karmic and N-Count have moved up to 2nd. Sneaky Bob and Big Mac have fallen to 3rd. Grumpy Cloud and Daddy G are 4th. Bay City Daryl and Lone Star 5th. Knuckerton and Knuckerson is in 6th. Arlo is near pole position, and that is Sneaky Bob passing N-Count already, heading through the Phil Collins corner and through Champs, and Sneaky Bob just ran Arlo right off the track. I'm not sure what Arlo was doing in Champs corner sideways. Maybe he thought someone's behind him and ready to block. Arlo gets a lead coming down that hill. Lone Star gets a little sideways in front of N-Count. Some of the cars get squirrely in the Hang 10 and Phil Collins, and that is where Arlo gets sideways. And you can see right here, Sneaky Bob wasn't having it. Just went right underneath them. It's like, get out of here, man. Get out of my way. I'm going to finish this first. Your finishing order is Sneaky Bob, Lone Star, and then N-Count, and then we had a triple DNF behind them. Arlo, Daddy G, and Cupcakerson all stopped in the Champ's corner. Lap 9, we got 3 laps left. Big Mac, Arlo up front, N-Count, and Bay City Daryl in the middle. Grumpy Cloud and Cupcakerton will be in row 3. You can see there's a 1-point difference between Big Mac and Arlo and Karmic. This is shaping up to be quite a finish. Arlo once again just puts the hammer down right off the start, starting from that second position, and still gets the whole shot. Coming around Champ's corner, I'm not sure who finished that lap first, but we're gonna have to find out through this replay. Arlo once again getting a great start. Bay City Daryl right behind him. Has a great race between him and N-Count going on. And there is Arlo and Big Mac heading through Phil Collins. And right here at the end, I think it's Bay City Daryl just gives Big Mac a good push. We're gonna have to see who finished first here. Slow it down a little bit more, I think. Here we go. Here comes Arlo and Big Mac. And it's Arlo's finishes first, Big Mac second, Bay City Daryl third, Knuckerton, N-Count, and then Grumpy Cloud to finish off the lap. Here's lap 10, 2 laps left. Arlo and Sneaky Bob will be in row 1, N-Count and Lone Star in row 2. Row 3 is Grumpy Cloud and Cupcakerton. There's a 1-point difference between first and second, and teams 57 and 15 are still in this thing. Let's see what happens here. Arlo back in the pole position, heads on down and takes the whole shot once again with Sneaky Bob right behind him. Gives him a little challenge. Lone Star right behind him. N-Count tries to get by him. And I think at the end there, I think it was N-Count and then Cupcakerson. But we're going to have to see here. Head through the hard left down to the Hang 10 corner. Daddy G is giving N-Count a little bit of a run. And here is Lone Star getting sideways and blocking N-Count. And did Daddy G take that at the very end? Is this the second time N-Count's been put in this position? We're gonna have to slow this down and stop it to see who finished. Here comes Arlo and Sneaky Bob, and Lone Star gets sideways, and they are giving it to Daddy G. Head into the final lap. Both Team 69 and Team 45 are going to be moving on to the finals, but they're going to battle it out to see who gets first here. The real race is going to be between N-Count and Bay City Daryl. I know that Lone Star's got the asterisk there, but it's Bay City Daryl that's going to be racing them here. They're going to have to finish with at least one car between them. That will get them into the finals. Here we go. And there is Arlo, and N-Count's right behind him. That's a great start for N-Count. Going through Phil Collins' corner. And that is Arlo. We can't really see here. The camera's in the way. And what is going on? That is N-Count on his side. Did he finish? We're going straight to the finish cam to find out. There is Arlo, and there's Grumpy Cloud, Big Mac, Bay City Daryl, and N-Count is sitting by the finish line but did not go across it. N-Count gets a great start here behind Arlo, as in second, while Bay City Daryl's all the way back in fifth. All he's got to do is get across the finish line. Tim Horncar flips over going into Phil Collins' corner, and Arlo kind of squeezes everybody together, and it's number 45, Big Mac, that comes along and just pushes N-Count right off the track. We're going to have to see if that's enough to get Lone Star and Bay City Daryl in the third. And it is. They get it by 1 point. Heartbreak for Karmic and N-Count. But Bay City Daryl and Lone Star will be moving on with Sneaky Bob, Big Mac, and congratulations to Mr. Dark and Arlo for taking the group. Grumpy Cloud made it all the way up in the second in the runoffs and then fell back to fifth. Just a little more luck and they would have been up there. Knuckerson and Cupcakerton looked amazing today. Fastest lap, Arlo, 4.6961. But that does not beat Daddy G's track record of 4.3732. Thank you so much for joining us. Next time we're going to have round 1, group 2 of the tag team sprints. Please like and subscribe. This is Shannon BR of Down Squad Racing. We'll see you right back here at the Mullet River Sprint Track.